Welcome to TJ's podcast.
Hey. Ooh. I'm thinking that this is a late breaking story because I just saw it. But I'm sure you've seen it already, Riggins, because you're always on top of things. Riggins. It is people.com is where I got the story. Not because I look at people.com, but I got an alert that there was a story about people.com. It was on people.com. Published March 1st, 2024. So that's not a late breaking story since today is the 4th, right?
No.
What is Hailey Bieber's sister's name?
Alea?
Alea.
Yeah,
Yeah, Alea.
Yeah.
Have you heard this about Alea?
Sure.
Supposedly getting in a skirmish in Savannah at a club.
Yeah. Crazy story.
So she's trying to go to the restroom, and she's trying to get into an employee restroom, and in the court, this is all according to the reports, all alleged, blah, blah, blah. So the bouncers tried to stop her. One bear hugged her. He said that she kicked her in the genitalias. Then she asked a woman bartender, I think, she said, look, I need to throw up and change my tampon, is what she said. That's what, according to the bartender. So they granted her a few minutes to go do that, and then they say when she came out of the bathroom, she threw the tampon or a tampon at the bartender. Like the bartender was the one letting her go in there, right?
I think so.
Now, I didn't see any, whether this was a new tampon.
No.
It was not a new tampon.
No, it was not.
And so it was gently used or pre-owned. It was a pre-owned tampon. Low mileage.
Factory refurbished.
And they say that when the police were interviewing everybody, that how you say her name?
Alea.
Alea denied using a gently used pre-owned tampon as a weapon, but then later admitted that she did throw it.
Yeah.
That just seems kind of trashy.
I mean, give me a break. What are you talking about?
Now, that had to be, like, I'm saving this, and then I'm taking it back outside with me, and I'm going to throw it. And you doubted me?
Yeah.
You acted like I was lying? Otherwise, it would have just been discarded in the moment, right?
Yeah.
If there wasn't some sort of a plan, premeditated tampon flinging going on out there.
That is crazy. I mean, it's a perfect weapon, though, when you really think about it. I mean,
Yeah,
it's like the
you could
booger.
rob a bank with one.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking
Like, back off. Give me everything in the bank, or I'm going to touch you with this.
see, it's like your booger thing.
Uh-huh.
Booger story. You could rule the world with that. That's crazy, though. Especially because Hailey Bieber, kind of very a classy, beautiful woman. Her sister's down in Georgia throwing dirty tampons around, allegedly.
Well, I'm telling you, Savannah is not a good place anymore. Savannah, Georgia is not, it's full of trashiness. And look, the only reason I say that is because when I used to go to Savannah, it was a really cool little, nice, eclectic kind of town, quaint. Then I went for New Year's Eve a couple years ago, and I guess I shouldn't judge it by just the things that I witnessed, like out of control homelessness and vagrancy and dirty sidewalks and being approached by beggars and seeing pants fall to ankles in the middle of a park, and then rounding out the trip by having to hit the floor of the condo I was staying in because there was gunplay going on right below us with the rival teenage groups. I don't know if they're established gangs or not, but that's all I have to go by. So,
Youths.
yeah, now you got to worry about getting hit with the pre-owned tampons.
Yeah.
Everywhere you go.
But ain't Justin Bieber's sister-in-law. It's a crazy story.
Everywhere you go, you got to be dodging used tampons
Crazy.
in Savannah. It used to didn't be that way.
Yeah, I've only been to Savannah once, but I don't remember any of that stuff that you're talking about.
Yeah. How long ago was it?
A while.
Yeah, it was probably still good back then.
Something changed.
They hired a mayor or voted in a mayor from New York. He moved to Savannah from New York, I think. And that's when all the troubles began.
Jeez.
Brother Riggins.
Oh, no.
That's when they all began. Now, you had a what you call it? An update on this situation with the Heaven's Gate cult. I had no idea until you told me, Riggins, that people were still talking about this.
Yeah. People on the internet were surprised to find out that the Heaven's Gate website is still up and running. And not only that, that it's run by what they believe are two surviving members of Heaven's Gate.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Heaven's Gate was a cult in the late 90s, mid to late 90s. And it was in San Diego, and it was run by a man named Marshall Applewhite. And he rented this huge mansion in San Diego, and people would come and follow his teachings. And it was just like your regular cults where you lose all contact with family and friends, and it's basically lost souls looking for something. They're a bunch of weirdos. And at the time, we had been talking about in the popular culture in the U.S. America the Hale-Bopp comet, and that the Hale-Bopp comet was coming. And what this cult thought was that they were going to go and join the Hale-Bopp comet, and then they would have everlasting life or whatever. So it ended, as a lot of cults do end, in a mass suicide. They all had the same haircut. They were in purple shrouds, and they were all wearing the same style of Nike shoe. When they found them in the house, all dead in their beds, they had killed themselves in their beds, and including their leader, Marshall Applewhite. And it was so eerie. And then they all had this website, and they kept showing this website on the news and all, because websites were relatively new back then. I mean, it was the internet was wasn't in anywhere close to the stages that it is now. And if you go to the Heaven's Gate website now, it still looks exactly the way it did in the 90s. And I'm trying to think what the big deal was. There was another. The men that they found that were in the cult that had killed themselves had been castrated. Yeah, that was it. That was the thing. They castrated the men.
Yeah. There was no gender where they were going.
Right. So weird.
Oh my goodness.
Very weird.
You can find all their exit tapes on YouTube, which is their kind of video testimony, like the day before they all start the mass suicide.
Yeah, and they're all happy.
As happy as they could be.
Mm-hmm. Just to show you how crazy they were. Yeah. Weird. Yeah,
it's disturbing on a lot of levels, but it's also fascinating to watch these people kind of joyously talk about what they're about to do.
Yeah.
And I know they went out to eat the night before this all started. They went to a Marie Callender's, all ordered the same thing, like a dinner salad. They all had turkey pot pie as the entree. and raspberry cheesecake or something. And all the servers said they were like the kindest, nicest, most polite. And that's kind of the vibe you got. They're all very, just happy to.
Mm-hmm. They were true believers in this, and living, the lifestyle of contentment.
Yeah.
They were all content, and a lot of cults promise that. You got these troubles in your life, you got these this anxiety, and you're worried all the time. You won't have that with us. All of that's gone. And like they didn't even care that their haircuts looked ridiculous.
Yeah, you look like a goober. No one said anything. You made me look like a goober.
I wonder where they got all the money, though.
Yeah, they lived in a big house, and I wondered that same thing. Where did all the money come from?
Mm-hmm. But yeah, can you still listen to his sermons and stuff?
Yeah,
though?
sure.
Is all that out there? I'm sure it is.
Yep. Yeah, but it looks just like a bad MySpace page.
Yeah.
It's like preserved, it's like perfectly preserved.
And I'm surprised that the Packers didn't try to, hit them with a copyright infringement on that G that's in their logo. Because it looks, a lot like either the Georgia Bulldogs G or Green Bay Packers G.
It's crazy. I hope that one of these cults never gets their claws at me, because I'm going to fall for it, hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah, you always say that you would fall for being, for the line about being in a cult.
Mm-hmm. I stand for nothing, And, somebody said, I'll never forget, they were like, nobody joins a cult. They join a good thing.
Yeah.
If they were like, hey, join our cult, you're like, oh, no, wait. But they just like you said, they promise all those things, that your life can be easier and you're going to be the best version of yourself. And like, who could say no to that?
I don't think you would be able to join a violent one, though.
No,
I don't think you could have been part of the Branch Davidians or any of that. You could have been in this one easily.
Sure.
Because they're all just about harmony, and they're not. I don't think that there are any of the stories about the cult leaders roughing up people who even thought about leaving the cult or anything like that. I don't think it was any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So you would have been perfect for this one.
I would have been perfect for this call. I also think Jonestown, I would have been perfect. It's all kind of about sharing, and you live kind of out in the jungle. It might be like an interesting experience. Harmony.
Yeah, but that was a lot of hard labor, though. I don't think you would have been into that.
Maybe not.
Not to mention the whole thing was built on communism. You would have. It wasn't just about love and acceptance and all. You would have recognized the communist teachings in it, and you'd have probably been shot in the back, running away.
Could have sniffed that out.
Yeah. Or they wouldn't have let you be pen pals with me, for sure.
Yeah. Probably not. Probably not.
So I guess I'm trying to remember, because Ace and I were a morning radio show at the time of the Heaven's Gate cult, and of course, back then we did, parody things about it and all of that.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it was the #1 news topic, and back then people weren't as, on edge about things as they are now. So, we didn't do anything that was really distasteful. But we did do some little skits and stuff, with funny voices and that kind of thing. But I don't remember, even after all the research that we did on it and everything and living through it. But I'm assuming they killed themselves with cyanide the same way that the Jonestown people were killed.
Yeah, I forget the name of it. Phenobarbital.
Yeah, phenobarbital. That's what it was.
Mixed with Gatorade or something.
Phenobarbital.
And they found out that they didn't all do it at the same time. Like, it took place over several days, with 16 people committing suicide, with 9 people helping them do it, and then putting a plastic bag over their head in addition to drinking that stuff. And then they just kind of went through. And Marshall Applewhite was not the last to die, but he was close to it.
Yeah.
And they found him separate in his own bed. And
would you complain about the taste of it?
Sure,
I would too. At least I would want it. Even though I know it's about to kill me within a few minutes,
yeah,
I wouldn't want it to taste like NyQuil or something like that.
No, not at all.
I'd want it to taste like bubble gum or something.
Yeah. And I also have an issue with their Last Supper. They go and they get iced tea, turkey pot pie, and a salad and cheesecake for dessert. If I'm, if I know what I'm about to do, that's not the meal I'm picking. And why do I got to go with everybody else? Can't I get what I want from my last meal? We all have to order the same thing.
Well, that's because the whole cult has taught you that, being with the group, you're all the same. It's when your haircut needed to be the same. Your outfit was the same. Everything was sameness.
Yeah.
Even genitals were the same.
Yeah. Makes me look at those pot pies from Marie Callender's in the frozen section a little bit differently now, though.
I don't know, though. Yeah, in a good way, you mean?
No.
Because I'm thinking if they're last meal worthy, then they must be pretty good.
They're not bad. It's a ringing endorsement for Marie Callender's.
Put that on there. It's like, hey, we've been chosen as however many last meals of people.
Yeah. Turkey pot pie.
That's how good that is.
Crazy. But there's the fact that there's like 2 people out there still following Heaven's Gate. They're like, we got to keep this website going. I want to meet those 2 people. Like, what's their story?
Well, find them. How can we find them?
I don't know. Well, because they're anonymous. They said they believe they also run this web development company called HireSource. And I looked up the company online. I couldn't find any listing for them. But, what are you doing? You're like the last 2, and you're just like, no, we still believe it. We just haven't. We're still waiting on the second comment because they think there's like a second one coming.
Yeah, Hail Bop 2.
Hail Bop 2 or the companion of the other one.
And that was another thing where we found a little humor in it. The name Hail Bop is funny. It sounds ridiculous. It sounds like a cartoon.
Yeah.
The Hail Bop comment. Mm-hmm. I'm still sitting here trying to defend the fact that we made jokes about a massive.
I'm dying to know what the jokes were.
I don't remember. I do. I think it was like a parody commercial to get people to join, but like a dating service, so it was sexy. The Hail Bop. You say Hail Bop, we say Hell yeah. That kind of
Did
thing.
anyone know Heaven's Gate before the mass suicide? Was it on anyone's radar?
Not really.
Not really.
No. Mm-mm. All right, so do you have that clip of that Dutch athlete?
Yeah.
I think that's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's fun, right?
Yeah. All right, so we'll get to that coming up next. Hang on.
TJ's podcast.
We're here with our old friend Richard Toccato, the Richard Toccato Companies. Now, Richard, you just told me something very important that you wanted me to say, but I don't remember what it was. So can you say it for me? It was something about numbers and percentages and things that I don't understand.
This is the best way for loan officers to keep the majority of the revenue that they earn every year, just like a real estate agent.
Got it.
Real estate agents pay what we call a cap in industry. Normally, it's around $16,000 to $20,000, and then after they pay in their commission to reach that for the company, they keep 100% of it. So we're going to do the same thing at Richard Toccato Companies. You as a loan officer are going to pay us a cap of $16,000, and everything else you keep. Everything else you earn is yours. So real quick, an example: if you make $200,000 in a year, I'm going to take $16,000 of it, and then you're going to keep $184,000. The traditional model that loan officers work on now, they do $200,000 in revenue, and they keep about $80,000 or $100,000.
Really?
So this is going to change the game. We're going to do what other real estate firms have been doing for years, but we're doing it on the mortgage broker side.
And this is something that's not being done anywhere. It's totally different.
Totally different, not being done anywhere else. We're also going to have revenue share. So if you bring loan officers to us, you're going to make money off. You're going to make money from a downline, just like EXP or Keller Williams.
Wow.
So it's you got to check it out. Just go to workwithrichard.info. It's simple. Workwithrichard.info. See if it's for you. Give me a call. Let's have a conversation.
Okay, you want me to try to say it?
Yeah, you say it.
Check it out. Workwithrichard.info.
Hi, I'm Thomas Davis, and let me tell you why I'm a proud member of Team Neogenics.
If your nagging pain is keeping you from being active, do something about it. Join the long list of pros and average Joes who have found relief with our stem cell and regenerative therapies.
After trying all the others, I decided to try Neogenics. My knees and shoulders haven't felt this good since my college days. If you want to get back in the game, do what I did. Visit Neogenics, where all you have to lose is pain.
Our nation's second president, John Adams, always slept on the left side of the bed. He believed this would increase his chances of having positive dreams and a more successful next day. That's why every mattress we sell here at Sweet Dreams Furniture and Mattress includes a left side.
And for those that prefer waking up on the right side of the bed, our mattresses come with one of those too.
This President's Day, you can save up to $500 on Tempur-Pedic sets. Only at Sweet Dreams Furniture and Mattress.
Back to TJ's podcast.
Back. Hello. There's a Dutch track star, right, Riggins? She's a track star.
Yeah.
And her name is Femke Bol. Am I pronouncing it correctly?
That's correct.
Femke Bol. And she didn't break the record. She shattered the record for the 400. They call it meters, but since I don't deal in the metric system because I'm an American, a proud American, I'll just say in the 400.
Yeah.
And are people making fun of her for this, Riggins, or are they just, I don't know. I guess they would have to be laughing at her because they're saying she's got a funny voice.
They're saying she's got a funny voice, but when you hear it, you'll understand that no one's making fun of her. It's just interesting to hear. And her voice has kind of overshadowed her incredible accomplishment.
Okay.
I think I have the right one up here, Rob. You can maybe, it's the one with the little wires. I think I got that right. Right here. Okay. All right. Yeah. So this is Femke Bol.
When you're putting your mind to it, you know exactly what to do indoors. How was that for you?
Oh, it was amazing. I mean, it was such a strong race. We were all running so fast, multiple running in the 50s, so I knew I had to go out fast. I had Lieke in front of me, so I wanted to be in front, and I could hear how far she was behind me, so I was like, okay, this is good, now we keep going, and this crowd is so amazing.
When you're putting your mind to it, you know exactly what to do.
You know what it sounds like? It sounds like when we are doing a voice of a 9-year-old boy.
Yeah.
Who's saying,
Hey, open up. Yeah. I'm out here.
It's such an amazing honor.
I just broke my own record. It's incredible. And, I'm just pretty much out here killing it. Isn't that crazy?
How old is she?
In her 20s.
Yeah, because she looks really young. I mean, she looks young on top of having the young voice.
Yeah, 24. And beautiful.
Yeah. But her English is great.
Sure.
What part of Dutch is she from?
Amersfoort.
Oh.
Amersfoort. Amersfoort.
Yeah.
I'm from Amersfoort.
I mean, her English is a lot better than Greta Thunberg.
Yeah.
Whatever her name is.
How dare you? Yeah, so it's pretty incredible, though.
What an honor.
You want to get it here?
Yeah.
Indoors. How was that for you?
Oh, it was amazing. I mean, it was such a strong race. We were all running so fast, multiple running in the 50s, so I knew I had to go out fast. I had Lieke in front of me, so I wanted to be in front, and I could hear how far she was behind me, so I was like, okay, this is good, now we keep going, and this crowd is so amazing.
And her teammates super.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah, it's great.
She's adorable.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine though what it's like when she starts screaming like she's mad?
Yeah. Hey, I thought I told you to.
Oh God. Yesterday was the 148th anniversary of the Kentucky meat shower.
Yeah.
And the Kentucky meat shower is something that happened, obviously 148 years ago. It appeared to be chunks of red meat falling from the sky in a 100 by 50 yard area near Olympia Springs in Bath County, Kentucky. They said that they don't really know what exactly the meat was, but it just started falling from the sky in a creepy kind of way. So that, what did I say, 100 by 50 yard area? So that's a football field, exactly a football field. Because the football field's 100 yards wide. Wait, did I say yards or miles?
Yards.
Yeah. it's 100 yards wide and 100 yards long and 50 yards wide is what a football field is. So in that one area, meat was falling from the sky, chunks of meat.
Yeah. And there were a lot of reasons why people suspected it was happening. A lot of people said that at the time that it was buzzards throwing up, regurgitating the meat over this space, but I don't think they've ever come up with a clear explanation of it. She was outside on her porch making soap, because that's what they did in the 1800s or whatever it is, and it just started raining down chunks of meat.
Thinking about buzzards throwing up in unison.
Repulsive.
But that's what it had to be, right?
I would imagine.
Because unless a bomb went off and it just blew, like in a slaughterhouse, and blew meat in the air and they haven't fallen down, but they'd know that.
Yeah. It's not like when they blew up that whale, the carcass of the whale.
Yeah.
But I think they were saying like it's either horse meat or human meat. Now, how, would buzzards eat up a person? I guess
they would.
Died,
yeah.
It's the 1800s. I guess it's possible.
I think they'd do it now.
Would they?
If given the chance, yeah. If somebody died out in the middle of a field or something, and nobody found them, the buzzards would eat that.
Yeah. They're all just throwing it up. It's crazy. But a Kentucky meat shower, in my day, meant something a whole lot different. I don't mind telling you.
Yeah. Cop showed up, and he's in there giving her the old Kentucky meat shower.
That's right.
Would that be a thing that he would give her or she would give him?
Probably he would give her.
So, from a sexual slang aspect.
Her. Probably her.
Like, she would give him the Kentucky meat shower?
No, I think he would
give her the Kentucky meat shower. Yeah. The old Kentucky meat shower.
The old Kentucky meat shower.
Because, my dad's from Kentucky. I could ask him.
He might know about
what that was all about.
Did you talk to your dad last week?
Oh, man.
I wanted to know
I got busy.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. I'm going to call him this week, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have to. Well, I don't have to, but I'm going to. Today would be my grandfather's birthday, my papaw. I always talk about today would be his birthday if he were alive. What? It's the anniversary of his birth, however you say it.
Yeah.
And I always think about it. He is the only person I've ever had a relationship with that I never thought anything negative about him at any time. I've never been mad at him. Never thought, why is he on my back? Never thought, he's just talking out of his ass. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Or I wish he would shut up. I'm tired of hearing him talk. Never in a moment of that when it comes to my relationship with him. And it doesn't matter how much you love somebody. You get to that point sometimes like, oh, I just wish he or she would stop talking or just leave me alone for a little bit. I don't feel like talking right now.
Yeah.
You have that with everybody, no matter how close you are to them. But I never had a moment like that with him.
How old were you when he died?
Do what? Yeah. Yeah. Jody and I were married. So we hadn't been married very long. I think Lainey was about 2. Okay. Yeah. Aiden wasn't born yet, I don't think. But yeah, I mean, honestly say that there were no times in my life that I felt negativity toward him. And that's mainly because I didn't have a relationship with him. No.
Didn't really know the guy.
No, I'm kidding.
Isn't it interesting? That's how you describe it, though.
Yeah.
That you sort of acknowledge that in that way.
Yeah. And and it wasn't just because, I mean, he was always, positive and handing out candy and doing all those grandfather things. He was just, we had serious conversations, and there were times when he would tell me that he thought I was doing something that wasn't good for me or whatever. But coming from him, I never thought, oh, shut up, Papo. You don't know what you're talking about. It's not your day anymore. Things aren't the same as they were back in your day. I never had any thought like that, which is odd for me because I think that about everybody.
You do.
I have negative feelings about everything people say to me.
Yeah. This is your dad's dad?
No, it's my mom's dad.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, today is his birthday. Tomorrow's my brother's birthday.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And they never, from the time my brother was born on, they never got to celebrate their birthdays separately.
They lumped them together?
Yeah.
Me and my brother the same way.
So it's like, you know, my grandfather wanted to go to Chuck E. Cheese and shit, and my brother didn't, so he didn't get to go celebrate his birthday. Yeah, it was bad. Bad business. Mm-hmm. All right, body shaming is, body positivity is being called out as being a lie. That body positivity is just a throne of lies on which liberals sit. And there's a liberal who's put it to the test, and she says, I can't believe I fell for that for so long. And she said, thank you, Ozempian. Thank you. We'll tell you who it is and what she's done to stir up Hollywood coming up next. When it comes to losing weight, sometimes you don't even know where to start. You know that it needs to happen, but you need some help. Well, you start by going to acetj.com/weight loss and ordering Calitrin. Calitrin is scientifically proven to help you lose weight, and it is not a drug. It is not a drug. Repeat that. So here's what you do. You go to acetj.com/Calitrin, order 3 months, and then you'll get 3 months free. 4 months free. That's how it works with Calitrin.
Winter is here, which means you're just going to stay inside and not do anything fun and exciting, right? No, that is wrong, because this year you're going to go to acetj.com/Gaston and see all of the incredible things that you can do right now in Gaston County. Everything is laid out for you, from things to do, to restaurants, to bars, to shopping, to unique weekend activities. And we'll get you ready for the spring and the summer with a list of all their great festivals. Find all of this and much more at acetj.com/Gaston.
If you're so frustrated because you're having to run around all the time, you're so busy, you feel like you're not getting your family something great to eat, then you need Culver's. It's the perfect thing for you. Always made to order, fresh, hot ingredients all day, every day.
And not only do they have the freshest ingredients all day, every day, but they are a part of the community. They're proud to be a part of the Indian Trail community, where they're under new ownership. Belmont, University area, Salisbury. Make them a part of your daily routine. Make it your new neighborhood spot. Short waits for the freshest food in town. Get details at acetj.com/Culver's.
Welcome back, world, to TJ's podcast.
Hey. All right, Riggins, you know, you told me about this story, but I have no clue who this woman is. Is she a Real Housewife person?
Yeah.
And she has been an Ozempian now, right, for a while.
Yeah.
All right, who is she? Which show is she on? What is all of that?
Her name is Heather Gay.
Yeah.
And she's on the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
Uh-huh.
So that's a relatively new one.
Mm-hmm.
And she's noticeably larger than the other women. And on the Real Housewives, they all kind of have the same thing. They're all super skinny. They all have big boobs, and that's kind of one of the tropes of Real Housewives.
Even the Utah ones?
Yeah.
They're not just like sturdy Mormon women and all. They look like the rest of the housewives.
Yeah, they all look like they spend their Christmases in Aspen and do all that kind of stuff. But she's noticeably broader shoulders, larger.
Uh-huh.
And she was doing this, doing an interview on Friday night with ABC, and she talks about doing Ozempic now, and she looks great. I mean, she does.
Taking Ozempic,
getting shot up with Ozempic. I'm not sure, but she talks about how people are lashing out about her on the internet, saying she's like betrayed, larger women, And she goes, this is her quote, "I've sold out. I've given up the banner of, accept yourself. And it's disappointing and sad to know that body positivity was all a big lie." I was talking to Deborah Roberts. It is better not to be overweight.
Well, of course it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's... she says everyone knew she was taking the medication to lose weight and bragging about how great it was and magical. She points out somebody on the show made a comment. She was wearing like a Gucci corset, and the woman commented, like in her confessional interview, she's like, "Well, that's not real Gucci because they don't make it in a size 14."
Oh, so the other housewives were making fun of her for being big.
Yeah, I guess.
Huh. So then she uses Ozempic, loses weight, and now the big women are telling her that she's sold out.
Yeah, basically.
Mm-hmm. Well, first of all, that's what happens when you push a group-minded cause. Like, everybody in the group has to fit into this category, and if you don't, then you're just crap to the rest of us. That's a technique of Marxism, to divide people into groups and have groups go against each other. So if you don't walk around looking the way we think you should look and championing the cause that we think you should champion, then you're nothing to us. You're a sellout, And she's like, "Well, I'm going to get to be a skinny sellout then. Yeah. I'm going to sell out all the way."
Yeah, she said she got tired of going to parties and seeing everybody that was like thinner than her. And she said, it just finally caught up with me. She's like, "I want to get a little assistance and, be thinner." She says she feels great. She goes, people are noticing me now, and it's like a whole different vibe.
So I always wonder, the people who are giving her a hard time, or anybody a hard time like this, if they had the opportunity to lose weight, would they not do it?
Anybody. I mean,
yeah. If somebody said, "Okay, well, we're going to maybe, if you look at taking Ozempic or whatever as cheating, not doing it the right way," which I don't, it doesn't bother me. Whatever you want to do to lose weight, it's fine. I would take, Calitrin if I were you. That's what I'd take, Calitrin. I would do that for Ozempian, but would they not do it?
Yeah.
And is it because Ozempic is expensive as well? So then it's also another form of Marxism, the class warfare. You're rich, so you can afford it, and you leave all the rest of us in the dust back here because we can't afford to do what you've done.
Yeah, if I was her, I would have been like, "I did not pick to be your representative."
Exactly.
What are you talking about? You don't know me or anything about my story. I don't represent you. We're very different.
Yeah. All that they know about her is that her weakness makes them feel better about themselves.
Yeah.
And once she moves past that perceived weakness, which is being overweight, then they feel betrayed because now you're not on the same level with us like we want you to be to make us feel better. That's what it boils down to. Or people giving her a hard time are skinny women who are trying to gain moral authority by saying, I'm not overweight, but I speak for those who are. I give them a voice, that kind of thing.
Which is even worse.
Oh, yeah. It's way worse. I don't know. Is anything worse than being fat? I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. But, I hope she doesn't come out and apologize now.
No, it doesn't look like she is.
Even if because they say that when you stop taking Ozempic that you just gain everything back and all of that stuff. A lot of people say that, yeah. It's like you have to keep taking it unless you're taking it for diabetes purposes. That if you're taking it just for weight loss, that once you come off of it, you gain it back fast. But even if that happens, she should still say, "I don't want to be in your little perceived group here. What do you think I ought to be in a group?"
Yeah. These anonymous people on Twitter, like making nasty comments about you. Twitter is kind of like that. People can be anonymous and just say hateful things to you. But
But I don't even think that's hateful. I think that's just stupid. Like, you've turned your back on us because you lost weight.
Yeah, and I don't know what they said. That's just what she's saying in her interview. But I'm sure she gets some hateful shit.
And how much weight has she lost? Is she small now? And how big was she? See, I'm at a disadvantage because I don't watch any of these shows.
It doesn't say in the interview how much she lost. Oh, no. She says more than 20 pounds.
Oh. So would that be 21 pounds or 100 pounds?
Yeah,
I mean, come on.
probably-
More than 20 pounds.
Probably less than 30, but more than 20.
Yeah.
She looks good. She's a pretty lady.
Mm-hmm. But I just hate that when people think that that somebody bettering themselves is a slam at them.
Sure.
You know, that's a sick mind. That's a mind that has been manipulated by an outside source, or you're just a nut.
Yeah.
If you come across those ways of thinking on your own, then you're a nut. Otherwise, you've been manipulated by some outside force to think that way. Some do-gooder telling you that it's fine to be your size, and people who don't understand that or who say that they don't want to be your size, they're just haters, and they're body shaming. Yeah, that's all that boils down to. Or in any way where somebody legitimately betters themselves.
Sure.
Whether it's quit smoking, or get find peace in your religion, get more connected in your faith, any of that kind of stuff. If you look at somebody doing well as a negative to you, then you got problems. You got a big problem.
And then to take it one step further and then contact that person and tell them.
Right.
I mean, that is another level.
You're showing how terrible you are by becoming a better version of yourself. By improving your life just shows how evil you are.
It's the perfect example of when people use that phrase, go touch some grass.
Yeah.
You need to put down the phone. You need to close the laptop. You need to go get it. Just get a grip. So, I mean, about what's important instead of leaving nasty comments on a reality show star's Instagram page. What are you doing?
And it's the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
Salt Lake City, yeah. And they're weird. You know, I got family that lives out in Utah, and I've always said they're just weird. I can't put my finger on it. They're just odd people. From their dietary decisions to their clothing. Like, you can just tell when somebody's from Utah, and this is no different. They're just kind of odd. I don't know how to describe it.
Now, are these women Mormons?
Most of them,
yeah.
Now, this person that we've been talking about, Heather, she went to BYU and then eventually left the Mormon church. But there are some that are in like offshoots of the Mormon church. There's one woman that's the wife of a pastor. Her name's Mary, and she's a nut job.
Yeah.
Interesting cast of characters, but they've never done one based on in a place like Salt Lake City.
Yeah, I don't know if my wife watches this one or not. I haven't heard her talking about it, but
I don't know that it's one of the more popular ones, but it's kind of interesting.
Do they have the same? I wonder if they have the same kind of issues, like the sexual things and all that the other housewives have. Like, because don't they talk about sex a lot, and they do like sexual things and all, and those other ones?
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I don't watch all of them, but I kind of keep up to date on whatever. I don't know. It seems to be more about like who hates the other one more that week.
Yeah.
It seems to be the kind of the theme is like, well, she said I wasn't that nice, and now she's a bitch, and it's kind of the same thing. And over.
Yeah,
and
I figure
over.
that's what they're all about. Just
I don't know that it's that deep.
Okay, well, I would say I might check that out, but I know I'm not going to, because I've spent my entire life trying to avoid women yelling.
Yeah,
and then I'm not inviting that into the home.
Yeah,
if I don't have to.
We had Andy Cohen on a few years ago.
Yeah.
And now he's in like a world of crap right now. Have you seen any of the articles about? Bravo's getting sued. He's getting sued left and right. People are saying he does cocaine with some of the housewives.
Ooh. I did see that, but I wouldn't think he'd be in trouble for it.
Yeah, it looks like they're, it's like 2 a week now. People coming out and saying bad things about him.
Yeah, I know. He liked us at the beginning of our interview, and he didn't like us by the end.
Yeah. He kind of turned. Flipped on us.
Well, he thought he was talking to three leftists, and he made some sort of a political reference, and then we told him not to do that. We're having a good time talking about whatever, but we don't bring politics in it, or you're going to hate us, and we're going to dislike you because we don't agree on any of that.
Which was a weird thing for him to do. He doesn't need to do because he's so charismatic and he's a great guest on other shows. But he did that weird thing in the middle. He's like, "Oh, I know about you guys in North Carolina." I was like, "What was that? What are you doing?"
Yeah, he took a shot at our governor at the time, who we liked.
Yeah.
So that was fun. I love those kinds of things, though.
Really?
Hey, let's not talk about politics. We're not going to get along.
No. Talk about the housewives. That's why you're here.
Yeah, you're a gossip man. Be gossipy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to go check out all the other podcasts and everything on the Ace and TJ Family app. They're all over the place. Riggins is editing videos all afternoon, throwing up teasers and funny moments and all of that stuff to make sure that you're listening as much as possible. And if you don't like the new way that things are done, then just give it a chance. A lot of people, any kind of change that happens, some people don't like it, and I understand that. But just don't write it off right away. Just give it a chance, and it's just a little different in the way that we're scheduling things and doing things now. All right, appreciate you. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye.